garden friends, it's Destry. Welcome back to my Oregon yard. Today we're going to be doing some kind of landscaping stuff here in this garden bed. We're going to be redefining the border, pulling some things out, planting up some perennials, possibly some dahlias, and just some other really beautiful color in this garden bed behind me, working on the landscape. So this is actually part 2 of a 2-part video where I'm redoing this corner of my garden. And if you haven't seen part 1, I will link it in the description for you. And that video, I went ahead and did the corner that's kind of over here as I'm facing it and redid this garden bed here. And now it's time to continue the project into this sort of longer border on the back side of my property. Let's go ahead and watch a little bit about how this garden bed started, and then we'll go ahead, take a look now, and I'll show you how far it's come so far. Then we're gonna plant some things, we're gonna place some things, and continue to work on this garden bed. And then coming this way, you can see I have a lot of work to do here as well. So over here, something that's, again, kind of needs to be addressed are these daffs. Now these ones did bloom. I think they got enough light this year. I don't know if I'm going to take them all out or just, I might just rubber band them, which again, there's mixed reviews on whether that actually is good for the plant. But you can also see I had some lavender in here, and I think this died over the winter. It doesn't, I don't see any green. It just looks really dead. So I might clip it back and throw it in a pot and see if it rebounds. And I'm really bummed because this was a white lavender, but I just don't think it got enough sun here. Which brings me to this lavender. So this lavender has been in the ground many years, and you can see it is not, I don't know, it's just not looking good. It's pretty woody and it's leaning way over on the side. And that's because, again, this garden bed used to be full sun and it did really, really well. Well, now this tree is so much bigger and it's just not getting enough light. I was going to try to wait for it to bloom. You can see it is going to go into bloom right now, and then go ahead and take this out. If I get enough energy, I might pull it out of here today, but it's definitely going to come out. So this lavender's got to go. Again, the daffodils here I think will be fine. I'll just cut them back. Over here I have a lupine. It's coming back, so I guess it's getting enough sun. And then I have a patch here of some Shasta daisies that are doing all right. So I will leave those things in, but I'm really going to pull out this lavender. This lavender's got to go. So it's going to be fun, right? I mean, I think it's fun to sort of let things go or transplant things or move things and open up space in the garden. So for this next part of the project, I really needed some help. So I brought in my gardener husband, Corey, and he got in there with a little hoe and started removing all of the sod from this garden bed. I had already marked out with some rocks where I wanted him to cut a new line to extend this garden bed. Then Corey did the hard job of putting back the entire rock border. This takes a long time, but we usually do it every spring, and we just use the rocks that we find in our garden beds to create borders in our garden, and it works really well. All right, the lavender bush is coming out. It's got to go. We might try to transplant it, but we might not. Depends on how this goes.
More dig.
Oh, okay. See, it's all woody and icky anyway. Just get it out of there. Woo! Bye, lavender. See you later. You were a good plant, but yeah, I think it's just time for a new plant. So now that you've kind of seen where this garden bed started, let's go ahead and take a look and see how it's doing right now. You can see my husband was out here the other night and he did some work for me here on the ground and really expanded the bed out by, I would say, about 5 inches. And it's really like taken a nice curved shape here and come around. You can see I also tidied up the daffodil, greens. I've got a few things coming back which I planted last year, which honestly I can't really remember what they are. So we'll see what happens there. But I also took out the lavender that was here. So that is a big change in this area. I also pulled out, there was the big lavender bush here and then some that was throughout here. So I got rid of all of that extra through this area And, you know, expanding this bed has really given me lots more planting room. You can see right now it's pretty shady, and I would say for most of the day it stays pretty shady. But I think if I tuck some things right on the edge of the bed, they would get enough sun to continue on. And then over here you can see I sort of pulled this area out too, right through here. So again, just to accommodate the size of some of these hostas. In fact, I'm thinking about pulling this part of the border out another few inches as well, because as plants grow, they need more room to kind of spread out and, you know, take up space, which actually leads me to this. This needs to come off of here right now. Oh my, because I had this marked so the dogs wouldn't run. But now it was impeding the leaves. Oh my, I'm a little late in that, darn it. That's okay, I think he'll recover all right. But anyway, as I was saying, oh yeah, none of these leaves are ripped or torn or anything, so I'm just sort of reshaping them here. But man, good thing I caught that today. Anyway, as you can see, plants grow and they take up space, and as they grow, we have to accommodate for that space that they need. So I was able to grab a couple perennials at the garden center the other day, so I'm going to go grab those first. Then I'm going to be looking through my seedlings and my dahlias and trying to make some decisions about layout here. And just a quick update on the corner, everything's taking really well and looking great. This stuff has been in the ground about a week now, and everything seems to be doing good. You can also see in the corner here, we did have to reseed this area. So we reseeded and we've been watering it every day. So we're hoping that the grass kind of fills in a little bit better throughout this area. So the first thing I'm going to place are 2 dahlias. I have a lot of dahlias right now that are looking like this. They're all sprouted up and ready to go. I think the ground's warm enough now. I'm going to put them in the sunniest location I can here. And then I'm going to move on and see what else I've got in the greenhouse I can add to this bed. All right, so I think I'm going to put this one. This one is the Genova. I think I'm going to put that one there. And this one is the Kelvin Floodlight. And I'm hoping this will be a sunny enough spot. I kind of like to do it here and here, but again, I've got to leave these paths for my dogs. So I'm really struggling to find you know, a sunny enough spot, honestly. So I think I'm going to try this one. This is the Genova. I moved some stuff around, so I think I'm going to put this one here by this hosta. I think because I pulled this part of the bed out enough, there's going to be room for this, and it gets the most sun. And then I've got the Kelvin Floodlight back here, also in sort of the sunniest area of this bed. So next up, I'm going to be adding 2 perennial shrubs. This one here is kind of a low growing shrub. This is a white album winter creeper from Proven Winners, and I love the foliage on this. I could use it in bouquets and such. So I think it stays kind of a lower mounded habit, and I think it can take some part shade. So I'm going to be using this one. And then this one is a gorgeous spring bloomer. You can see it's already, it's blooming right now. This is a Detsua, the Yuki Kabuki, also from Proven Winners. And this one, I think, honestly, it does say part sun. I think it could probably do more sun than I'm going to give it, but I think it will also be sort of a more of a low growing shrub, kind of a mid-range shrub, but look at these gorgeous spring blooms. So now I'm going to be going in with these China Astors. I grew these from seed. These are a yellow variety, and they really need to get out of these pots and into the ground. And unfortunately, I don't have a garden bed available for them right now, so I am going to be trying them in the ground. I have a couple other flats of Astors, so I'm pretty confident in putting these in the ground. Wish me luck. But I'm going to go ahead and just kind of dot them around and sort of line the border with these, and hopefully it'll make a nice show of again, these sort of part shade tolerant, sort of lower growing plants. All right, well, here's what I've got for layout so far. So I've got a dahlia here, and then there's a Rebecca here, another dahlia there. This is going to be the pathway for the dogs. I'm going to leave that clear. Then we're going to do a dahlia sort of to mark, you know, the end of this pathway. So this will get a little bigger right there. And then sort of heading into this area, you can see I've got the China Astors in the front, sort of making a line. Then coming back this way, I've got just some groupings of some Snapdragons. So Snapdragons are another one that can take some partial shade. So I've got a grouping of a couple there. I have two things that are coming back here and here. And I'm hoping whatever I planted will bounce back. Can't remember exactly what it is right now. I know this one is getting ready to bloom here. Then I've got another grouping of the Snapdragons. I've got the shrub kind of right there where the lavender was. I've got this blooming one here, again, as we're getting more towards the sunnier location. A couple more Snapdragons. This is another thing that I planted that's returning, so wishing that will, hoping that will do good as well. But I'm really liking this so far. It's definitely cleaner and nicer than, what I had before. And assuming that those asters do pretty good throughout there, I think it's gonna look really, really pretty. So if you're watching this video and thinking about a space in your garden that you just really aren't liking very much, you have my permission to tear it out and redo it. If spaces aren't bringing you joy, just try something different. I was grateful that I had so many flowers that I have planted from seed this year. It has saved me so much money in projects like this, where I can just use my seedlings to add color and texture to my garden spaces. In today's project, I used my mini handy hoe from Bridgetown Tools. I love this tool. It's such a great, versatile tool in the garden. And today I was using it to dig planting holes. In part one of this video, I used the bigger version of this tool to actually pick out the rock border and, pull out a lot of the sod and the weeds and the grass. So if you're interested in a discount code for Bridgetown Tools, check the description. All right, guys, well, thanks for hanging out with me as I transformed this garden bed today. It was so fun to do this project, and I'm glad I finally got it done. And I'm excited to see how this garden bed develops over the summer season. Be sure to subscribe and stick around so that you can catch more videos, transformations, growing flowers, and different things like that here in my Oregon yard. Well, I have a lot more to get done in the garden today, so it's time for me to go. If you need me, I'll be doing some gardening. I'll see you guys later. Bye.